We are back here at the Cookbook at 1827 North
Yes, we
Pearl
are.
Street. And we're the Excuse the Duval and Me live podcast and talk show with all things sports, all things social content, and all things Duval.
Hey, you could believe that.
And we're about to jump on into the sports part. Cheers. What effect does outdoor cocktail party, Georgia, Florida, have on all of the city of Jacks, good or bad? Who wins and why?
I think the city win, man. Like, it's big unity. I think from when my granddaddy used to go, say, man, I used to vote. He used to tell me this all the time. I used to say I was for both teams. They'll give me a quarter. Every time I say, hey, I'm a Georgia fan, they'll give me a quarter. If I say I'm a Florida fan, they'll give me a quarter. So, I mean, it's love. I mean, I remember, taking somebody home and they gave me $100. It's just love. People just love to be here for it. It's a great atmosphere, a great rivalry, but a friendly rivalry. I think the whole city win for that, but it goes back to what we say, it's just that one gathering. There's nothing else sustainable after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But all in all, I think the city needs more things like this, something big like this. I think it's big.
Oh, you don't want to go, Georgia?
Oh, you know what I'm about to say.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go Dogs. This is my favorite time of the week.
Man, why? Y'all
Out
gonna
the
lose?
year. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Georgia gonna do his thing, but for the city, it's great. It's so much money made from every types of angle that you can possibly think about. It's so much money that's being made, so I appreciate that. Hey, that cocktail party at RV Land is probably one of the littest events ever. I don't know if everybody's been. I'm sure y'all can agree with me. Y'all know what it is down
You
there.
from Jacksonville, you had to go through that whether you're a Gator or Georgia fan. I'd have been through that.
Yeah, it don't got nothing to do with being no Georgia or Florida Gator fan.
Actually, it do, man.
You think so?
Yeah, because I had the privilege of going out there, and I just had on some state gear. I think we had, this was like a couple of years back, and we had a bye. So, I just hanging out. I think me, Cash, and somebody else went out there. And, of course, me and Cash, we Seminoles, so we was just, indifferent. We weren't really giving the Gators a whole lot of grief that day. This y'all
Hanging
thing,
out.
y'all hang out. And really, we got more love from the Georgia fans, but I think
Of
it was
course.
because the Georgia fans were more of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of weird. It was like, I don't know. It was just weird. And I know it was like Rick's had just came to y'all from us, so it was like
Boo.
they had a little love for that, but it was just weird to me. It was a good vibe. It just wasn't my thing.
It's a great vibe.
Well, for the city, it's good because, revenue goes up. They going to drink. Especially if Georgia win, they ain't going to hop in their vehicles and leave. They going to stay and
Oh,
party.
yeah, we hanging out and spending
now,
all
if
the
they
money.
get lumped, they
We
up
still
out
gonna
of
hang
there.
out. We still gonna hang out.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I was saying, one of the things I like to see is a HBCU. I know, like, when I was going to Cookman, we used to always play games here versus, like, Savannah State or somebody. And especially with so many alumni and supporters for Cookman and FAMU, why don't we have some kind of, like, annual Cookman versus, I don't know, Georgia Southern or something, or why is it all about, the Pilgrims, to use my man Big
Big Game James. My thing is, it's like,
Shout
why do we always have to take the money and the commerce to Orlando for the
Right.
Classic or the Tallahassee for the homecoming? We don't have
Right.
anything that brings us with such a
EW.
big, with EWC, FAM. We have all these different black colleges and HBCUs, but we don't have anything that comes here. We need to start bringing things like that here instead of always having to travel to Daytona for whatever, for when we used to go for spring break. We don't have anything that comes here to involve us and encompass us and grow in that way.
Like the one year they did have it here and open it up, I remember, I don't know if y'all remember, y'all might
That
be a
was
little too
so-
young. It was so spread out, and it
Yes.
was so, I'm just saying, it was racist. They had us all clumped up. They wouldn't let us move freely.
No.
They was on our neck. I remember JSO came out like they was at Ferguson. They was strapped down. They right down there on what that is, that little where Paw stay at, that Exxon right there.
Right there by the it was Nautica.
Yeah, I never forget. We was going to Nautica. As a
Yes.
matter of fact, man, they came over there and break it up. Next thing I know, I see
Because they didn't really
troops.
want us here.
Yes.
But that was kind of a disorganized thing because
Well,
it was
that
like
was-
a spring break.
Yeah.
But we're talking about like an organized event.
Well,
like,
first off, do you think we'll support it? Would be my question. Do you think?
with all the alumni from FAM and EWC here, just this last
man.
past week, we saw them. I saw them when I went over to the Denny's to pick
Right.
up the breakfast,
Right.
and it was the Reigns Reebok.
Well, also it was E-Dub homecoming
Yes,
too.
so they were out in
Yeah.
droves. They had on their shirts. They were totally involved, and that's what I'm saying. Why can't we have y'all looking at me like y'all don't feel it?
I definitely feel it, man. But you just gotta look at who's running the city. It starts with leadership. If
Right.
they keeping a billionaire who's really trying to improve the city, bring in more revenue, build more hotels, change our infrastructure to make it better and more attractive. This man ain't build Daly's Place for nothing. He wanted Daly Place to be in the metropolitan area, a much bigger amphitheater, so we could have these come together days. And they pushed him back to his own little piece of land that he had instead of him, broadening the city up the way, it should be. This man would have brought, I guarantee you, if they would have got the hotels and everything that this man was proposing and revitalizing downtown, there would be a lot more events here. That
Right.
He wants to bring and have more conventions and job things coming here, but he knows what he's up against. The city, and we know what this city is about. Reigns and Reebok should not be at Reigns and Reebok. We know that. We know that. Miami Jackson, Miami Northwestern is where? In the Dolphin Stadium every year, annually. It's a big game. It's really big for both teams. Those kids might not ever see an NFL locker room in life, but they'll have that memory forever just to go in there. We used to have Willie Gary Classic every first game of the season at E-Dub. It doesn't happen anymore. And I don't think that's because of Khan. You can't get me to believe that it's because of Mr. Khan is very outgoing in the community. And I think that, like I said, it's a lot to do with other things. I wish it could be like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just our city, the hidden agenda, they say that it's not, we're not this. You can't say that, but actions speak louder than words. And leadership shows us what it is, in the gentrification and how things are. So,
Exactly.
But we can't keep saying that it's the administration. What are we gonna do?
Build more
And that's why
attractions.
we brought in the councilman Garrett Dennis, so that we could try to find out what it is we can do, because we are sort of disenfranchised and cut off, and we don't know what to do.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm trying to create the platform so that we can know and start to begin to learn what we need to do as a people to grow it and to get involved in the different organizations that we need to be involved in to be able to produce the change that we're looking for.
We need to start with building more attractions and stop destroying the fun stuff that we do have. Like, if we remember, Regency used to be lit. Even downtown used to be lit. But even when I was a kid, it's like when you go to the Landing, you go in there now before they started doing all that funky stuff and all the shootings was happening. It used to be the funnest place to go. I used to always want to go every weekend. I never forget.
But they took the fun out of those places. When we was in, like you said, the Landing.
Yeah.
Fat Tuesdays was there for your parents to go to get messed up. And we had Tilt. So we in Tilt having a good time. They're having a good time. But as soon as they took Fat Tuesdays out of the Landing, it was never the same
started
since.
declining.
And then Tilt went. So when they take the fun at the mall had arcade as well. You take the fun out, it slowly deteriorates. And that's where the city is now. It's no fun. It's nothing to do. Like, We
Yeah.
had something to do every weekend.
Exactly.
Whether, okay, if you played ball, okay, the game over with, everybody was happy to go to the fair. Now the fair looks like Regency.
Yeah.
Um,
Wild Wild West out there.
Regency was the place to be, but they keep saying that it was, the town center came. No, the town center ain't come. Put new stores in there. Do something different.
Make it look lively, upgrade it, like you said, renovate.
Change it. Change the appearance. People will be there.
Right.
That takes money.
It indeed
It
does.
takes money, but at the same time, stop charging these high rents. If you don't charge, okay, well, check this out. If we bring you here to Jacksonville, we'll charge you X, Y, and Z. Okay? If you start to escalate and bring in a little bit more business, we'll go up $50 a month. How about that? You get what I'm saying? That way business makes. But if you're charging people how high just to come in there and there's no traffic, they're not going to stay there because it's not going to last long as they're losing money and there's nothing there. Nobody knows there's anything there because everything still looks like the 90s.
Exactly.
And you can't presentate that to a millennial.
Nah,
Because what they're
like
used
Flash.
to seeing, they're used to seeing
Everything
upscale.
bright.
Okay, we gonna go. PF Chang's. What is this? That look nice. It's appearance.
That presentation is everything.
It's the appearance. And you go to the Regis, it's like, wait a minute, what is this? It's like my cafeteria.
I still love Regency.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So.
But I think FAMU they play in Orlando because like we're saying they have all the attractions. So even before the game, people pregame and spend the whole week there. They're going to a Disneyland, Disney World, and all that. So it's so much more to do for
Facts.
an open crowd.
Even before that was in Tampa, because my auntie
But Tampa has Busch Gardens and all that
Right.
too. You still got attractions that bring them in there. Ybor City, exactly.
Right. I mean, I remember my dad and my aunties and stuff used to take us down there. My auntie is alum, my cousins are alums at FAM. So they used to be there, and my dad and them would go down. We'd be in the hotel. Oh, you don't want to go to the game? All right, go to Busch Gardens with your cousins.
Right.
So it's more, you come.
I was just about to say that.
Exactly. Come to Jacksonville, where you gonna go? You can't even go to the Landing no more. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You don't have that. You don't have that. You don't have. You got to go to the town center or to the beach, and you can't go to the beach until nighttime. So it's like nothing is here to be like, well, okay, there's nothing, like you said, there's nothing to give us an identity other than the Jaguars, or other than. Yeah, I get that, but that's the only thing. We don't have a real identity. Like, what makes Jacksonville stand out? And you can't say the air show. I mean, what
Every
else
state got an air show. If
The
you got a
Blue Angels
military
are gonna
base,
be
there's an
up.
air show. You got to know that.
Yeah, that's it. Like I looked at the pitch when I went to EWC. If you read that pamphlet, you 10, 15 minutes away from the beach. I said, oh my God, get out of here.
E-Dub is 10 to 15 minutes away from the beach. Hey, late nights and early mornings, but
Yeah, man.
Well, so what we're basically in summation is saying
all you
that
see is that rallies.
the HBCUs would work here. A Northwest Classic would work here. And that's what we're saying. So we're saying we think it can happen, right?
Right.
What are the people going to be able to do? You got to think about it. Like right now, by this town being this type of town, what type of people are here from Florida and Georgia? They're here already.
Yes.
So think about it. It's not just they're not going anywhere else. They're gonna be right there in what? RV City.
All day.
They're not going nowhere
going
else. They're going to be right there in their destination. So, and that's my point.
Straight up.
And they're going to be right there. So that's the thing. Okay, so they have a destination when they come here. It's not going to be like that for us. We need to find a club.
Yes.
We need to find the outlets.
Yes.
We need to find. It's so much stuff that they can do in Orlando. It's
Yeah.
just
Because
that's different. Yeah.
And,
Right. Right. Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, from the gateway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
we got to put it all together though, cause like a perfect example, I know like after my freshman year at Cookman, we wasn't going to no game. We hanging out. My homeboy stay at Tampa. I'm going to his mom house. Me eat Thanksgiving dinner with them, and then we going to the club or hang out in the city. I am furthest away from the game and all that go on. I'm like, I live in Tampa. I'm going to where they go at. I'm in the hole in the walls, the traps. You know what I mean?
Because a lot of people is not even going for the game.
Yeah.
They're just going for the
Straight
attraction
up.
and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
gonna
know
be
everybody
thick.
gonna be there.
It's gonna be thick.
The
It's gonna
atmosphere
be
is
thick.
everything.
Yes.
And it look like a car show half
Yes.
the time when you go to the
Yes.
classic. Man, it's crazy.
Straight up, bro. That's what we were going for. We weren't going for the game after the first
Nah.
year. They gonna get
And the
smashed.
band. I mean,
you know,
halftime.
you know what I'm saying? We see the routine anyway.
Yeah,
Before they
exactly.
even do it. So we sneak out there when they practicing. We all right, shout out to my man Jeff Lee. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know. We going into Fournette. Oh, we didn't say who we thought were gonna win the game. Who gonna win the game? Georgia, Florida. I'm running out of power too on the live. I might have to shorten it. Yeah.
Just for the record.
I like the Gators by 13.
Come on, man. Stop that.
I said it.
You heard the
I
crowd.
said it and I meant you.
Come on, man. Yeah, Minshew. Now snatch that stash off talking crazy like that. You already know who I'm rocking with. I like Georgia, and I like us by a lot.
Okay.
We've been doing horrible the last few weeks.
I was gonna say real talk,
It's-
bro.
it's
Y'all ain't
time-
been playing that good.
It's time. It's game time.
Word.
And you know, the little running back from Florida was selling out the DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Swift had peeped it, liked the little post or whatever. So
Yeah.
we gonna see what it's about, man. We gonna
Okay.
be running hard, playing hard, and looking good out there for y'all. Let's just hope the Florida Gator fans don't fall asleep in the stands like the past 2 years.
Oh man, you so
yeah,
good.
that way.
Who you like, Rod?
In the words of the great Richard Pryor in the movie Brewster's Millions, vote for nobody. Oh, dude, hey man, I haven't really followed either team too much. I know both of them suffered some tough losses early, one possession losses early in the year. So this game could come down to anybody. Georgia by 1 point. 21-20.
Oh man.
At 21-20, 21-20 Georgia. I think it's going to be a real good game. I think both of them are going to have it's going to be a defensive game, and it's going to be hard to score on either one of those teams. I can't say that both of them have really good defenses, but we don't know what offenses are going to show up. And both teams have been very inconsistent offensively, and we'll see.
Yeah. Real talk, y'all on upset alert, bro. Georgia is on upset alert. I think the Gators are coming. They are tired of being the dogs whooping boy for the last couple of years.
He talking crazy.
And I think the Gators are gonna pull the upset. I like Florida by 7. You heard it here.
We can't be upset alert if we rank lower than them.
But y'all picked to run away with the SEC East at the beginning of the
We
year.
pick to run away with it every year.
Exactly, and that's what I'm telling you. They tired of that.
Selling tickets.
Jump man. Jump man.
I don't like it.
Jump man. All right. Next. I know she always doing us like that,
Well,
man.
yeah,
She
Florida
do us
State
like
boy.
that, man.
Ain't
Even
nothing
though
like
we
that.
know the Florida Georgia's all important here,
Yes,
unfortunately
sir.
there's a much bigger game in Tallahassee. It's
I'm-
called the Sunshine Showdown.
And who are y'all playing?
We're playing the University of Hurricanes. I hate to say it, but this year they gonna get it. They done
Duh.
escaped 2 years in a row. This year we gonna get it to them.
Come
I'm
on,
sorry,
man.
Man, have you seen they DBs, boy?
Miami?
Yes, the Miami.
Oh, come on, man. I told y'all, all y'all got to do is put Honeybrook in the game, and then y'all do something. Sure enough, what happened last week?
No, actually, that's not what happened. What happened was
Syracuse. Come on,
Yes.
Syracuse is actually decent.
It was one. No, they actually not. They actually having a letdown this year compared to where
what
everybody
they
thought they
what
were
they
gonna
do
be at.
any other year, right?
What actually happened is Hornibrook makes better decisions, but he doesn't have a better arm than
Which is
Blackman.
fine. Tom Brady doesn't have the arm either.
But unfortunately, Hornibrook doesn't make Tom Brady decisions. What saved him is a young man
He's in
who I
college.
told you about at the beginning of the year, who is the best running back with your DeAndre Swift counted,
Cam
and his
Akers.
name is Killer Cam.
Killer Cam.
Yes. Number 3, because he's second to none.
I'm gonna say this like this here, man. The windstorm down in Miami lost to Georgia Tech in overtime. They lost to some astronauts at home. I got to go with FSU because one, we run the state, man.
Straight up.
We run the state. You know what I'm saying?
Those are facts.
And like I said, you know, at the end of the day,
You hear it.
we,
Wind chime. Yeah.
yeah.
It's-
So-
some people say it's a myth.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of athletes on the field. You know, Hornibrook was just tailor made for that team.
Yeah.
When they play against a weaker team, he seems to perform pretty well. But against a stronger team, we see what he actually does. And you know, they try to put these stats up.
They be flip flopping Blackman and Hornibrook.
You know, that it's not really that. It's Willie Taggart calling the plays. If he just be Bobby Bowden and just focus on just being a coach and let the coaches do their job.
You know what though?
he'll
I
be
heard
fine.
something very interesting that might give you a little upliftment. If you remember when Ricks was there and Bobby used to keep putting the headset on, because I remember me and my dad used to be at the house like, oh damn, Bobby got the headset. Oh,
Yeah.
and Ricks was about to hit it on him till he's like, look, man, let me do my thing. We put Charlie in the shotgun, rest history. I heard this week that's one of the reasons why Hornibrook was on the field was that him and Kendall had a coming to Jesus meeting, and he was like, look, I'm going to start calling the plays, but you got to give me you give me my guy. He said, okay, we got to get Cam more involved. And that's what I'm hearing, that they both kind of came together, worked it out. So maybe now.
I still think they're not using both backs enough.
Oh no, definitely not. LeBron needs to get way more.
I think LeBron
Yes, he that
surpassed Cam in the spring
Yes,
game.
yes.
And he went up against the most inferior defense, and he ripped them for almost 200 yards
Yes.
and 3 touchdowns by himself. So it's like, dang, like if he doing that, what Cam doing? Cam ain't even do that, you know. But not
Yeah.
taking anything away from Cam, I think Cam is the star, but LeBron is the dog.
Yeah, I love LeBron.
Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm
I
getting
love
from that.
LeBron. I think he should get a lot more
I'm
carries,
serious.
more touches.
I'm
I
saying
mean,
like,
yeah.
the way LeBron moves.
Yes.
You haven't seen him.
You haven't
move.
seen him before he got hurt last year? I'm
Oh,
telling
my
you. He
God.
was the business. I was like, man, Cam. Hey, man. Hey, you got to get Jim out here.
Cam is your classic Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
He downhill with it.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But LeBron just got that wiggle and
Yeah.
he got that burst.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
different, bro.
Yeah, that's
he
that playmaker.
So is he like Dalvin Cook?
It's only one down.
It's only one Dalvin Cook. You can't put him in a
I
box.
mean, he could. Shout out to my man
yeah,
Devo, boy.
Dalvin. Yeah, bro. I can't
He
put you in a box,
Cooking,
dog.
man. that like compare somebody to J-Bo.
Nah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? It's
That's
only
a-
one Jameis Winston, you know what I'm saying? And that gone to goal. I say in that gone to goal. I don't care nothing about Tampa Bay. Hey, Tampa Bay, we down for the trade, though. Slip up and let them come here. Yeah, we'll put them right behind Minshew, and we going to go get one. I said it, and I meant you.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though. I told a lot of people, you know, especially him, when we argued about who should be the next quarterback before Foles came.
Yeah.
I kept saying, man, why don't they just go get Teddy B? Teddy B could be really great here. And this man went 5-0, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but because he's this, they
Yeah.
don't think that he can lead, or oh, his knee was messed up. It's always something. Well, let's go to the next thing.
Well, check it out. Since you went there, please don't kill my vibe. Should they take Minshew out, we hearing that Foles will be activated after the bye. I think the Colts, which is what? We play this game in London.
Week 11.
Yeah, week 11. So they pretty much saying that Foles is gonna be back. Should Foles automatically get his job back, or should we see what Minshew do when he go to London and let him keep cooking?
You keep the hot hand in the game. You don't take him out. I mean, Drew Bledsoe was healthy in the playoffs. He was ready to go, but Tom had the hot hand. You got to let that ride. I mean, but you look at Michigan when they did it. When Tom was having a hot hand, and the kid came back in, and because he was a high baseball prospect and a high football prospect, they thought he was supposed to have the job. But Tom was the one leading them to victory in big games. But when he came in, they wasn't even the same team. You could tell it's a different team. I just think that the game.
You talking about Michigan and Drew Henson? When the legend began, when he was number 10,
right.
Go blue. Yeah, we've been about this Brady game.
I think the game is slowing down a lot for Cole now. He's seeing it a lot better now, and he's making great decisions with the ball. You see a lot of the rookies that you've seen that come in before them and after, a lot of interceptions. You don't see that with him. So he's doing good, man. Don't
okay, but what about the people who say that, basically we brought Foles here not so much because he's the greatest quarterback, but because of what he did in that pressure situation. And not just once, but twice.
I get it, but you got to look at it. It took for somebody to go down for him to come up. And now it's happened to him. So my thing is, it's always, and I say this to everyone, no matter how good you are, it's always somebody watching you, learning from you,
they hungry.
And saying everything at home, but they hungry as hell.
Yes.
Don't think for a minute that this man wasn't, damn, I'm getting my ass killed behind the second string. I already said it. If any one of our starters go down or anything like that, we don't have any depth at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's frightening. But to see him play at the first team for the first time and to watch him do what he do, that goes to show you that he was already ready. He was just with the wrong offensive line, the wrong pieces. He got with the right pieces. Now imagine if they did solidify that line.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't know what this kid could be. But like I said last week, they overpaid and they didn't have a bidder. He could have got him.
They were bidding against themselves, essentially.
Right. You could have got him here for $50 million.
Where you from? What's this hill? If it ain't for me, fuck off.